If you turn on sports television or scroll through social media on any given day, the LeBron vs. MJ debate is treated like a religion. It isn't argued with logic, it's argued with emotion, nostalgia, tribalism, and moving goalposts. Jordan defenders will scream 6-0 in the finals, 10 scoring titles, and LeBron defenders will fire back with 40,000 plus points, 10 finals appearances, 20 plus years of elite dominance. Both sides act like admitting the other man was great is just a personal insult to their childhood. In this video, I'm going to be attempting to do something that the sports media landscape has spent the last 2 decades deliberately failing to do. I'm going to settle the debate between Michael Jeffrey Jordan and LeBron Raymond James. Now, in this video, I'm going to be burning down the hot takes. I'm not going to be here to rely on mythical narratives or barbershop quotes or rings culture oversimplification. In this video, I'm going to be running a comprehensive dual blueprint autopsy on both players' careers, and I'm going to examine the raw, era-adjusted scoring metrics. I'm going to break down the film on both players' defensive systems, low post mechanics, playmaking architecture, and crunch time efficiency. I'm going to analyze their respective eras, the rules of engagement, from hand-checking and illegal defensive guidelines to modern tracking metrics, and I'm going to evaluate their performance in high-leverage playoff environments. Now, whether you bleed Chicago red or rock LeBron's jersey in Cleveland, Miami, or LA, or wherever he is, I'm filming this before he's made his decision, by the way. So wherever he ends up now, I ask you to leave your bias at the door and just focus strictly on the game tape and the statistics. By the time the end credits roll on this video, you will have the definitive statistical and film-backed truth, and I'm going to officially settle the Bron versus MJ debate. But before I do that, please make sure to like and subscribe when notifications turned on, because I do post daily NBA content, and these videos take a very long time to make. So a like and subscribe would mean the world to me. But other than that, let's get into this video. Let's begin where most basketball conversations start, getting the ball into the hoop. Who is the superior scorer? And it might be pretty obvious, but to answer this, you just have to look past the total points and raw scoring averages and look directly at how their points were generated and what defenses were forced to give up. Let's look at Michael Jordan. Jordan is the greatest raw scoring machine the game has ever produced. He holds the highest career regular season scoring average in NBA history at 30.1 points per game and the highest playoff scoring average at 33.4 points per game. He won 10 scoring titles. Just think about that. In every full season he played between 1987 and 1998 with Chicago, Michael Jordan was the best scorer on planet Earth. Now, if we compare Jordan to LeBron head-to-head, career points per game wise, Michael Jordan had 30.1 points per game over his career. LeBron had 27.1. Obviously, he's still playing, but as of now, he has 27.1. Michael Jordan to the playoffs, 33.4 points per game. LeBron, 28.4. Scoring titles, LeBron only has 1. MJ has 10. 50-point playoff games, MJ has 8. LeBron has 1. Career true shooting percentage, MJ has 56.9%. LeBron at 58.9%. So his efficiency is a little bit better. Not as elite of a scorer as MJ. Obviously, LeBron not as known of a scorer, or he's not known to be as great of a scorer as MJ, though. But from a film perspective, Jordan was an absolute mid-range artist. In the late 80s, he destroyed teams with an explosive first step, penetrating into the lane and absorbing contact. But as he matured into the 90s, he developed the single most unguardable perimeter tool in history, his mid-post fadeaway. Under the illegal defense rules of the 1990s, teams could not soft double or zone up in the gaps. You either had to commit a hard, dedicated double team from the weak side or let your defender play with Jordan one-on-one. Jordan exploited this rule ruthlessly. He would catch the ball on the wing or mid-post. He would isolate his man and use a swift jab step and rise up over 2 outstretched arms with a release point so high that contesting it was purely ceremonial. Now let's turn the film to LeBron James, which I'm sure a lot of people who clicked on this video, that's the reason why, because of LeBron. LeBron James approaches scoring not as an artist, but as a hyper-efficient engineer. While Jordan loved the mid-range, a shot that modern analytics consider lower yield, LeBron optimized his game around the two highest value areas on the floor, the rim and the three-point line. And I know LeBron's not really known to be a three-point shooter, but just hear me out here. LeBron is a 260-pound freight train. At his peak, his ability to turn the corner in a pick and roll or in transition meant that rim protectors weren't just contesting a shot. They were taking a head-on collision with a semi-truck, essentially. Because defenses in the modern era can zone up, build walls in the paint, and soft double off the ball, LeBron adapted by developing a high-volume perimeter game and an unguardable bully ball post game. Now, the verdict on raw scoring, it's obviously going to go to Michael Jordan. I know Bron has more career points, but Jordan averaged 30 points throughout his entire career. Jordan takes the crown for individual volume lethality and unguardable shot creation under single coverage. LeBron takes the crown for sheer rim pressure efficiency and career accumulation. But when you need a bucket against a tailored, top-ranked playoff defense that knows every play you're running, Jordan's mid-range versatility gives him the narrow edge just as a pure scorer. Does that mean he's a better overall player? Just wait to find out. Now let's flip to the other side of the offensive coin. Passing, playmaking, and floor control. This is where the debate takes a massive analytical shift. Michael Jordan was a phenomenal passer when he wanted to be. In the 1988 to 1989 season, when Doug Collins briefly moved Jordan to point guard, MJ put together a stretch where he recorded 10 triple-doubles in 11 games. In the 1991 NBA Finals against Magic Johnson's Lakers, Jordan averaged 11.4 assists per game, proving he could play floor general when the system demanded it. However, Jordan's fundamental instinct was always that of an assassin. Jordan said, "I am better than the guy guarding me, so me taking a contested shot is still a better option than passing to a teammate." LeBron James, on the other hand, is built on the playmaking ethos of Magic Johnson wrapped in the body of a Karl Malone. Now, let's break this down. We're going to start with the isolation to late kick out in Jordan's decision loop. Well, Jordan catches the ball in isolation. As the weak side help defender rotates over, Jordan uses his elevated leap to float in the air, drawing two defenders before executing a late kick-out pass to a spot-up shooter like Steve Kerr or John Paxson. Now, the preemptive spatial mapping for LeBron's decision loop, LeBron receives the high screen. Before he even touches the paint, he identifies where the corner defender's back foot is planted. If the helper takes 2 steps into the paint to cover the roller, LeBron fires a 50-foot cross-court skip pass directly into the shooter's pocket before the defense can recover. LeBron James sees the basketball court in 4 dimensions. He doesn't just read what the defense is doing, he dictates what the defense must do. Career numbers don't lie. LeBron averages 7.3 assists per game for his entire career, ranking top 5 all-time in total assists. And number 1 in points. That's incredible on its own. Now, Jordan, on the other hand, he averages 5.3 assists per game. LeBron elevates his teammates' offensive efficiency at a rate rarely seen in league history. He can take role players and turn them into hyper-efficient perimeter shooters simply by manipulating defensive gravity. If Jordan was the ultimate individual finisher, LeBron is the ultimate full-court offensive engine. In the playmaking category, LeBron James takes a decisive victory. If you want to spark an absolute brawl and a debate in the comment section, just bring up the defense. Both of these men were generational defenders at their peak, but they functioned in completely different ways. Michael Jordan's defensive resume is absolutely staggering. He's a DPOY, which he won in 1988 amongst the likes of Gary Payton, Michael Cooper, incredible defenders. He won 9 all defensive first-team selections, and he's a 3-time NBA steal leader. Jordan was a point-of-attack pitbull. He possessed elite lateral quickness, insane hand-eye coordination, and a terrifying competitive malice. Under 90s perimeter rules, Jordan could use his hands to guide ball handlers into help, strip guards on their way up, and completely erase the opponent's best perimeter player from the game plan. Now let's look at LeBron James. LeBron never won a DPOY. He finished as the runner-up in 2013 in a vote many analysts still question, which I made a whole video on that. Go check that out. But he also has 6 all-defensive team selections. 5 of them were first team. But from a film and scheme perspective, LeBron's defensive ceiling was structurally revolutionary. During his peak years in Miami, LeBron was the linchpin of Erik Spoelstra's famous blitz and recover defense. LeBron could literally guard Derrick Rose on the perimeter on one possession and then switch down to lock up David West or Pau Gasol in the post on the next. He pioneered the modern chase down block using his speed and verticality as a secondary rim protector from the weak side. So how do we weigh this? Because I think LeBron might be a better defender just because of his IQ, but as a talent, you could give it to MJ. Jordan was the superior individual perimeter lockdown defender. He sustained his defensive motor night in and night out for a decade. LeBron had the higher peak structural defensive versatility, a guy who could legitimately play middle safety, anchor a backline, and switch 1 through 5. I'll give the edge to Jordan just because I think he might, over his career, he might have been a little more skilled. But LeBron's IQ and peak for peak, LeBron's 2012 to 2013 defensive versatility can match up with anyone in NBA history. And this one is really a toss-up, but I am going to give the edge slightly to Jordan. Now we reach the battlefield where most casual arguments collapse. I'm talking about team achievements, finals records, and context. Let's address the elephant in the room. Michael Jordan's 6-0 finals record versus LeBron's 4-6 finals record. This is what everybody brings up in the GOAT debate, in the MJ versus Bron debate. This is what everybody brings up. The 6-0 argument is Jordan's trump card. In 6 finals appearances, Jordan never lost. He never even allowed a series to go to a Game 7, and he won 6 finals MVPs. When Michael Jordan reached the mountaintop, he was utterly ruthless. But context matters. Jordan's Bulls were a perfectly constructed machine built around his specific talents. He had Scottie Pippen, a Hall of Fame perimeter defender and playmaker, alongside elite role players like Horace Grant, Dennis Rodman, Steve Kerr, and Tony Kukoc, all coached by Phil Jackson. When Jordan retired in 1993, that same Bulls team still won 55 games without him. LeBron James, by contrast, dragged some truly underpowered rosters to the absolute highest stage where they couldn't even imagine going with anybody else in LeBron's spot. In 2007, a 22-year-old LeBron James, people are just graduating college at this age. 22-year-old LeBron James carried a Cleveland Cavaliers roster whose second best player was Larry Hughes all the way to the NBA Finals. They ended up losing, but it's still an impressive carry job from a very young superstar. In 2018, which is a lot of people consider prime LeBron, like I said, I made a video on this, but in 2018, he played all 82 games and produced one of the greatest individual playoff runs in human history to drag a very unstable Cavs team back to the finals against one of the greatest teams we have ever witnessed. Yes, LeBron did lose 6 finals, but losing in the finals means you won your conference, and LeBron played against some of the best teams ever constructed. Is losing in the first or second round like Jordan did without Scottie Pippen in his early career against the Celtics and Pistons? Is losing in the first or second round like that statistically superior to losing in the finals against the 73-win Golden State Warriors or the peak San Antonio Spurs dynasty or just the very stacked Warriors teams that he had to face 4 years in a row? LeBron made the finals 8 years in a row, 8 straight years. There's a kid born in 2006, maybe 2005, who started watching the NBA in 2010, and he went, 8 years of his life without watching an NBA Finals without LeBron in it. That is unfathomable. He missed one year he watched the NBA Finals without LeBron. The next year, LeBron was right back in it in 2020. Absolutely incredible to think about. But let's look at advanced metrics to cut through the bias. Now, we're going to list off Michael Jordan right now. For player efficiency rating throughout the regular season, Michael Jordan had 27.9, LeBron had 27. The player efficiency rating throughout the playoffs, Michael Jordan's was 28.6, LeBron was 27.9. The box plus minus throughout the regular season, Michael Jordan 9.2, LeBron 8.6. Box plus minus throughout the playoffs, MJ 11.1, LeBron 10.0. The value over replacement player, 116.1 for MJ, 150.8 for LeBron. The win shares per 48 minutes, 0.255 for MJ, 0.234 for LeBron. Just look at how razor thin those numbers are. Jordan leads in per minute peak efficiency metrics. LeBron leads in total cumulative value due to his mind-bending 2-decade-long elite shelf life. That's another thing you got to consider is his longevity, which is something that we've also pretty much never seen before. We've seen players play in the league for a long time, but not at the elite level that he has done. So when we weigh all the tape, all the statistics, all the advanced analytics, and all the historical context, who is the better player between the two? The answer comes down to what you fundamentally value in basketball excellence. If your definition of an elite player or the GOAT is absolute peak dominance, lethal scoring precision, and unblemished championship perfection, then the answer is obviously Michael Jeffrey Jordan. But if your definition of the GOAT is the ultimate full court floor general, a total positional versatility, and unprecedented 2-decade master of the sport, then the answer is LeBron Raymond James. Before I get into my answer on who I think is the better player between the two, let me know who you think is better in the comments, and let me know why. But Jordan represents the highest individual ceiling a perimeter player has ever reached. He was the ultimate individual weapon. He is a player who captured 10 scoring titles, a DPOY, 5 MVPs, and he went 6 for 6 on the ultimate stage without ever allowing a Game 7 in the finals, earning himself 6 NBA Finals MVPs. He was an absolute basketball assassin who conquered the entire era. But LeBron is the most complete basketball player ever constructed. He became the all-time NBA leading scorer while simultaneously acting as one of the greatest passing minds the game has ever seen. Like I said, he's top 5 in assists while being the all-time leading scorer. He reached 10 NBA Finals, 9 in 10 years, 8 straight. He won championships across 3 different franchises, and he maintained an MVP caliber ceiling for over 20 consecutive years, and he carried some of the most strugglesome rosters we have ever seen to places they shouldn't belong in the NBA Finals, and he played some of the toughest competition and some of the greatest rosters we have ever seen constructed. Now, my final decision, like I said, before I announce my decision, please leave your decision in the comments and let me know why. But if I have to pick one, I think it's very hard. It's way closer than a lot of people think. A lot of people say, "Oh, MJ couldn't hang in this era, in this decade, whatever." Y'all don't know ball because it's way closer than you think. If I have to pick one man for one single season or one playoff series at their absolute zenith to win a basketball game, I'm gonna take 1991 Michael Jordan, obviously. But if I am building a franchise from scratch to guarantee 20 years of elite contention, multi-positional flexibility, and organizational success, then I'm taking 2013 LeBron James. And overall, as the better player, give me LeBron James his entire career. I'm taking LeBron James. I think it's way closer than a lot of people think. But I think it deserves to be this close. MJ had an incredible career, and a lot of casuals think that MJ can't even hang in this era. That's a crazy take. I think is a very close debate, and I do see how it is still a very common debate. But I do think LeBron is the correct answer. They are the two titans of the sport. Jordan is the standard of perfection. LeBron is the standard of complete capability. I think LeBron is the most complete player we've ever seen. Now, I know the comment section is just about to go to war. I do want to hear your arguments. I want to hear who you think the GOAT is. I want to hear your film breakdowns, and I just want to hear your hot takes down below. Make sure to please leave a like on this video. Make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss any more videos, because I post NBA content daily and these videos take a very long time to produce. Other than that, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I appreciate every single one of you for watching the channel, watching these videos, but that's going to do it from here.